All right, for the next few minutes, forget who you are. Seriously, imagine you've just woken up as, well, one of the weirdest, most confusing animals on the entire planet. Let's dive in and see what life is really like if you were born a platypus. You know, the quote mentions clownishness, and honestly, it totally fits. It's almost like you were pieced together in some mad scientist's lab. Your entire existence feels like one of nature's biggest, weirdest practical jokes. So first things first, let's try to figure out where you even belong in the animal kingdom, because frankly, it seems like you don't fit anywhere. I mean, you're a walking, swimming contradiction. On one hand, you're technically a mammal, but on the other, you've got traits that scream bird, reptile, even fish. It's a total biological identity crisis. So if you're such an oddball, how on earth did you get classified as a mammal anyway? Okay, so this table just perfectly sums up how bizarre you are. Look at this. You make milk, right? Classic mammal trait, but you don't have any nipples. You've got fur, another mammal thing, but you've also got a duck's beak. And the biggest one, you're a mammal that lays eggs. So what gives? Why are you even in the mammal club? Well, it turns out you check just enough of the right boxes. You produce milk, you have that very specific three-boned inner ear structure that all mammals share, and you're covered in fur. But believe me, that is where the normal stuff stops. Right, so your life doesn't start in a warm womb. Nope. It begins inside a leathery egg, hidden away in a burrow dug into a riverbank somewhere in Australia. You hatch after about 10 days, and you are just completely and utterly helpless. You can't see a thing, you've got no fur, and you are totally dependent on your mother for, well, everything. So, how do you even eat? And this is where it gets even weirder. Your mom doesn't have nipples. Instead, she basically sweats milk right out of glands on her skin. It collects in these little grooves on her belly, and you and your siblings just lap it up from her fur. It's a little strange, kind of cool, but your mother is, quite literally, a walking milk waterfall. So, for 10 whole weeks, your life is pretty sweet. You're safe in the burrow, just drinking milk and growing up. Then, one day, your mom decides it's time. She takes you out for a single day of survival training. One day. That's all you get to learn how to swim, hunt, and not die. And then, she's gone. For good. You are completely on your own. But hey, don't panic. Just because you're alone doesn't mean you're defenseless. Not at all. You were born with some pretty incredible built-in biological hardware. Now think about this for a second. When you dive down to find food, you have to shut your eyes, your ears, and your nose. You're essentially blind, deaf, and can't smell a thing. So how in the world are you supposed to find those tiny shrimp and worms you need to survive? The answer is your greatest superpower, electrolocation. That soft, rubbery duckbill isn't just for looks. It's an incredibly sophisticated sensory organ, a piece of natural high-tech that gives you a sixth sense. And we're not talking about a little party trick here. To really get the scale of this power, get this. Your beak is packed with 40,000 electroreceptors. 40,000! These tiny cells pick up on the faintest electrical pulses from your prey's muscles twitching. Your brain then takes all that data and instantly builds this incredible 3D map of your surroundings. You're not seeing the shrimp, you're feeling its electrical signature in the water. It's wild. Oh, and that's not all. For defense, or for when you've got to fight other males, you've got another trick up your, well, on your leg. Sharp, venomous spurs. The venom won't kill a person, but it's known to cause absolutely excruciating pain, a pretty effective way to say back off. So you've got the gear, you've got the superpowers. Now you have to actually use them. Because your day-to-day, or rather night-to-night, life is a constant, brutal cycle of hunting and trying not to be hunted. Yeah, your life is basically a tough, nocturnal grind. You're a carnivore, so you're spending up to 12 hours every single night hunting for shrimp, snails, and worms. And you're always on high alert for giant birds circling overhead or snakes slithering on the riverbank. Oh, and since you don't have any teeth, you've had to improvise. You actually scoop up little bits of gravel from the riverbed and keep them in your cheek pouches to crush your food. Makeshift teeth. So imagine this. One evening you're hunting. You've been chasing this one particularly stubborn shrimp. You get frustrated and pop your head above the water for a quick breath of air. But in that split second, you feel a shadow just pass over you. And before you can even process what's happening, bam! A massive wedge-tailed eagle, one of your absolute worst nightmares, sinks its talons right into your back and yanks you out of the water. You're in the air, completely helpless, struggling against this incredible force. This really feels like it's the end. But you have one last, desperate move. With every ounce of strength you have, you twist your body and slam that sharp, venomous spur on your back leg deep into the eagle's thigh. The eagle lets out this piercing shriek of pure shock and pain. Its grip loosens, and you're falling. You slam into the water. It's a shock to your whole system, but you're alive. You're back in your element. You survived. This time. And you survive encounters like that for years. You get really good at it, becoming an expert at finding food and dodging danger. Life is tough, but you're tougher. Until a new kind of predator shows up. One you can't fight, and one you can't escape. You actually make it to the ripe old age of 10. You're a true veteran of the river. But you're not as quick as you once were. Your fur is getting a bit faded, and that amazing sixth sense of yours, it's starting to get a little fuzzy around the edges. You wake up one morning, and something is just terribly wrong. The river, your entire world, your home, your grocery store, your hiding place, it's just gone. The riverbed is nothing but cracked mud and dry rocks. Way upstream, these strange two-legged creatures have built a giant wall, a dam, and your whole world is now dead. You have no choice but to move, to find a new piece of river to call home. It isn't easy, but you're a survivor. You adapt. But then, one night, you notice the water feels off. It's unnaturally still. And when you look closely, you see it's glowing this sickening chemical green. Those same strange creatures are at it again, pouring stuff from barrels into your new home. But you have to eat, so you dive in anyway. The water, it's just empty. There's nothing. You start to feel dizzy, your lungs are on fire, you try to struggle, but there's just no point. You've fought off snakes, you've escaped from eagles, but this is a poison you can't even see, a predator you can't possibly fight. Your entire life just flashes before your eyes. You've lived a good long life, but this is it. And so you just surrender yourself to the warm soil of the water that was always your home.